I'm going to attempt this with my glasses off, okay? It does my head in that it reflects off of it. Okay, so I thought, do you know what? I've got enough. Basically, I am child free for the next couple of hours. So I thought this is the best time because that way it's completely uninterrupted. I'm going to shuffle off camera purely because it just takes up too much time. Okay, no eyelashes today. So, you know, don't take the mic. All right. Anyway, so I'm going to be completely honest from the beginning. I feel like this is for a collective where you have set up business, you're setting up business, most definitely something to do surrounding security. Now, this could be in employment, this could be running your own business. You'll understand why I'm more sort of like pointing towards entrepreneurship, but I think that this is mainly to do with career and your security for the future. Okay, so starting off strong, I want to do this all in order. So we've got the Six of Swords, the Sun, the Magician, and the Emperor, okay? I need to show you all of them so that we're both on the same page, right? Then we've got the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, Death and Rebirth, and the King of Pentacles. I'm going to break this all down, okay? And then what flew out? The Three of Cups, which this is celebration. I don't know why. I don't know. At this precise moment, I can't quite pinpoint exactly what I feel this celebration is going to be. But considering we've got the King of Pentacles and the Emperor, I feel like this is around being able to look into your future and think, I'm going to be successful. Now, this week success has just sort of shone over everything, which I personally love doing readings like this. I love people succeeding, and I love it when people start from nothing. And they, you know, because with consistency, with patience, and with the acceptance that, do you know what, you're going to fail a few times before you succeed. Yeah. And being able to hold on to the vision that you've got and knowing that you will get there, but you'll get there when you are meant to get there. Yeah. So if you have sort of come into that mind, right, and you're doing something or thinking of doing something surrounding business and career, then hear me out, because this one will be for you. Okay, so straight off the bat, I absolutely love these two. So when I see these two together, what I absolutely love is the fact that the Six of Swords is actually a very positive card, especially when it's aligned with other cards. And the thing is, don't forget, we have the Sun here as well. Now, see how she's on her boat and she ain't looking back. She is not looking back, okay? What she's doing is concentrating on what's in front of her and could be further on, right? And as you can see, it's the crows that are guiding her. Now, obviously, crows are very, very spiritual. And I always look at this as like listening to source, listening to our intuition. And, you know, what I saw was a snake sort of shedding its skin, another very spiritual animal. Now, I think that I'm going to say by Monday, this is how you're going to know that it's for you, because this is something that is coming in relatively quickly. Because the thing is, with the Eight of Wands, my experience with the Eight of Wands is like bloody bish bash bosh. Do you know what I mean? It just sort of like comes in. And also, it's the eight, I always call it the 8 blessings, right? They could be small, they could be big, they could be significant, they could be insignificant. But what she's doing is moving on, and then Source is saying, okay, then now you have found the confidence in yourself and the courage to step away from anything that doesn't align with you anymore, and, you know, sticking with the things that promote your highest self, you know, and things. I just saw 555 then. And then we've got the Death and Rebirth, and we've got the Magician. Now, if with the 555, that it always reminds me of the Tower. And with the Tower, things come crumbling down. Now, I vaguely remember at some point this week, the Tower come out. So it could be that this week you have had certain things happen, and I'm not saying they have to be negative, but certain things happen that has made you think, actually, is this the right thing to do by sticking around this environment or around those sorts of people? Do you know what I mean? It's recognizing that you have moved beyond, I guess, your comfort zone more than anything. But with the Death and Rebirth there, that's why I saw the snake, because what you are doing is shedding an old version of yourself and actually coming out as your most authentic self. That is probably the best way I can describe it, because authenticity comes from the soul. And obviously, we are the soul, right? And this is just our sort of meat jacket, if you like. But the whole idea of life, I bloody well charged them before I started. Anyway, things are going to start happening now. I bloody well know it. If anything moves and I don't notice it, please tell me in the comments. But anyway, so I think that down to your sheer hard work and your acknowledgement that you've needed to put in changes, and also, you know, like I say, the concept of karma seems to come into play, like every reading I'm doing or every conversation I'm having this week. So I believe that your good karma is now going to present itself quite quickly. And this is why we've got the celebration here. Now, you could get promoted. This is, sorry, from the bottom of the deck, but you could get promoted. Or, one second. Sorry, that was an important phone call. There's me saying about not being interrupted, and then all of a sudden I keep getting like all these interruptions. Watch your words. Like I said to my son this morning, whatever you speak, you experience. So I should have just kept me gob shut, all right? Won't say that one again. Anyway, you could end up with inspiration to do something that ends up being successful. But there's a lot of pentacles here. You could be an earth baby like me. But one thing I'm going to say is I absolutely love the positivity that's coming from all of this week. It genuinely lights up my soul. I love it. But regardless of whichever way you want to go about this, you've picked the correct path, and now you just have to stick with it. And because you stick with it, that's how Source is like, there you go, now you can have that, you know. Anyway, go to the next.